Jam. That's the new 2018 O Jam. How do you like it?
I don't care for it.
I'm working on it. That was actually not the new 2018 O Jam. That was
Old and busted?
Old and busted. Yes. Let's try this again. Ow, jam! Hello again, and welcome back to another fun-filled episode of Monday Night Magic here on the MTGcast Network. This is episode 589 of Monday Night Magic, and I am Chewie. Hi.
Hi, Chewie.
There we go. It's been a little while, but we're back now because, things actually happened for us to talk about, sort of. So, with me, as always, is everyone's favorite bow-tie-wearing Dr. Science, Cluze.
Hey, if I ever seem distracted during the show, it's totally not because I'm playing the Switch.
Do not play the Switch during the podcast.
That's what I'm saying. It won't be because of that. Certainly not.
Okay.
Good job. And also everyone's favorite snarky goblin man guy, Bill. Or
I live.
Squee.
Limited time only.
But
Offered to come back as often as the McRib.
what about eggnog? Can I get some non-Christmas eggnog?
You could, but you can't.
I only got like 3 glasses of eggnog during Christmas time. I realized I really like eggnog, and now it's gone.
Yeah. Fate is cruel.
It's terrible. So, ordinarily, I suppose most shows would tell you about their holiday break and all of that, but we don't have time for that.
Yeah.
And
That's
guys
for
don't-
odds and ends.
You guys really don't care anyway, let's be honest. So we should get to the news. Editing
look,
Chewie,
news.
did you put in any sound effects there? Editing, he didn't, did he? Listeners, I
I mean,
apologize.
Look, I still don't know who this editing Chewie person is, but I've never found them. I don't think they exist.
It doesn't seem likely.
How about post-production, Chewie? Is that a better word?
Sorry, I had something stuck in my throat there.
Good.
I mean, no, it's cool. Like, he's part of the amazing, Fantasy Chewie collection. You can also get Unicorn Chewie.
Yay!
Sasquatch Chewie.
My personal favorite fantasy Chewie is Chewie with a girlfriend. Oh, it's funny because it's sad. So, let's get into the news. The first bit of news comes from today, oddly enough. On the Magic the Gathering official Twitter, there's a poll. I will read it now. It's time to raise your voice for your favorite faction. Magic fans around the world.
Lies.
What?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
What? Magic fans around the world will determine who controls the golden city of Araska at the end of the MTG Rivals of Ixalan story in a series of votes. So, who do you want to see stake their claim? And yeah, it gives you the 4 factions from Ixalan. The Sun Empire. Oh, it gives you their name and then what they are. The Sun Empire Dinosaurs, the Legion of Dusk Vampires, the River Heralds Merfolk, or the Brazen Coalition Pirates. Thanks for that.
Go local sports team!
There's not even like a dash.
Now, in their defense, there is a character limit on polls on Twitter, and not in their defense, hashtag been burned before, hashtag mirrored and pure.
Huh.
I appreciate the fact that you forget that they never said we had any say in the outcome of that.
I'm just saying, been burned before.
Cluze is tortured by this reality that actually exists rather than the one he wanted.
I pretty much have spent, let's see, a little over a year with that. Yes, that is true.
Yeah.
So,
Every waking moment.
the question I asked on the odds and ends, which I'm now going to repeat, is what do you think this will change? Like the last 2 paragraphs of the final Ixalan story?
Yes.
Yes.
And that is not what you said.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh. Cluze, what
Like I
was your
say,
response?
Well, wait, I had a response to that?
Yeah, one of you said nothing! And if it wasn't Bill, then it had to be you.
Yeah, that does sound like me. I'm sorry. You're right.
So yeah, do you think this will actually have any sort of
Look,
impact, or do you think it's just, hey, who do you like the most?
there's going to be a button for dinosaurs, turn to page 5, for vampires, turn to page 8, for merfolk, turn to page 12. I'm saying it's a choose your own adventure book. And in the end, we all die.
So, having played a lot of BioWare games, I assure you this critical decision will affect the color of the background of the page that tells us who wins.
You may be onto something there.
Mind you, I don't know how the dinosaurs are going to hold this territory beyond just living there.
Denver's going to lead them.
Oh, but he's trapped in the 90s. There's no escape from that.
If he leads them, then surely all will go to ruin and only he will escape and become Denver the last dinosaur.
Hey, I got out of the 90s.
Yeah, but you're not a dinosaur. You're just
Are
old.
you sure?
It's different.
Oh.
Anyway, so the link to this tweet, this poll is in the show notes. It has a day left as of this recording, so if you're listening to this, you could probably still go vote. Maybe. And they said wait. In a series of votes. So I wonder what the next vote's going to be.
How they'll emerge victorious?
Possibly?
Maybe right now we're determining who, controls the Golden City. And then next time we'll be voting for who gets to, which fast food restaurant's going to be the first one to get in there and establish its first, holiday.
Taco Bell.
So this could very much be like the sassy Wendy's dinosaur on Empire branch, and that could be amazing. Or it could just actually be Nihilist Arby's run by vampires. Like, we have many options here.
Oh man, I want to vote for Nihilist Arby's in this poll.
Wait, would the vampires be the Nihilists? I haven't read any of the story.
I have no idea.
Fair enough. Okay, then.
I didn't have to read the story. It was dinosaurs versus pirates. Also, I guess there are fish and, leeches, whoop-de-doo.
Nice. Okay, then. So, that's the first bit of news. In other news, there is a statement here by Elaine Chase. Elaine Chase is the, let's see here, Vice President, Global Brand Strategy and Marketing for Magic the Gathering. That's what it says on her Twitter account. Let's hope she's kept that up to date. And she is commenting on some misinformation circulating on social media regarding Wizards of the Coast's policies, event staffing, and Magic judges. And yeah, she just has a little, 5 tweet thread here about setting the record straight. I don't actually know what to say about this, and the person who probably does is currently muted.
I am?
What? No, Bill is.
Oh, Bill is. Okay, I was going to say.
I don't really know how much there is to say about it. Short of what it is, which is that Wizards of the Coast doesn't actually run the judge program. So
that is one of the most important aspects.
So,
no one seems to realize in all of this misinformation is that Wizards of the Coast is not in charge of the Magic Judge program at all, which is one of the issues regarding the big lawsuit, is that they're not employees and they don't get, paid.
Yeah, the main thing, as she says there, fan-run community and separate from Wizards of the Coast, and as such, Wizards does not maintain a list of who's currently a judge. They don't run certifications. They certainly don't do background checks because this is not their thing.
Yep.
And further, retailers and tournament organizers are responsible for staffing events they run. So if you have any criticisms with the people that are staffed at an event, those would go with the tournament organizers. So that's an understandable thing for her to explain to people, because regardless of the validity of the criticisms, they're not the people to direct it to.
Exactly. Okay, then. But it's just good information to have, especially if you see misinformation being shared on Twitter or wherever. Just direct them here, because, hey, look, real information. How about that?
It's not just real information. It's real information from a credible source.
There is
a rarity on the internet.
Yeah, right. Let's see hang on. I have 15,000 tabs open. Here we go. Also, of course, never mind, the survey's over.
Go team.
Let me just delete that out of the... Every time we go to talk about the survey for the new set, which is weird because it's not out yet, it's always over. But it stays in the show notes. But I clicked on it and it's over now, so that doesn't matter. But yes, since the last time we recorded, Rivals of Ixalan previews started and ended because there was only 1 week of previews for some bizarre reason, probably scheduling.
Holidays, yeah.
And so yeah, we have an entire set now. Yay!
Don't blink.
Yeah, right? So we have all the usual nonsense that goes with it. The mechanics article, there's only one new mechanic, and we talked about it last time we recorded. We theorized on it. Wait, was that us? Did we talk about Ascend?
You mean the city's blessing?
Yeah, but I mean Ascend itself. Had we talked about that, or was that only on the mana pool?
I don't
Okay, that was only on the
remember if we did or not.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think that was the mana pool, but that was so long ago, I just don't know.
Okay, so very briefly, and if we're redundant, we're sorry. Ascend gets put on cards, and it says, if you control 10 or more permanents, you get the city's blessing for the rest of the game. City's blessing was one of the tokens that we showed a little while ago.
Yep. It
doesn't do anything by itself, but a lot of cards have text with things like, this creature gets +2/+2 as long as you have the city's blessing. So it's an enabling keyword. To the best of my knowledge, having not looked at every single card in the set, nothing gets rid of it. So once you have it, you have it.
Oh, yeah. In fact,
it doesn't even exist.
Right. I was going to say, I do need to correct you on one thing. Although there is a card that looks like a token that represents it, it is not itself a token, nor is it a permanent, nor is it really in any zone. It cannot be interacted with. The physical card exists merely as a reminder.
Yeah, it's not an emblem. It doesn't go to the command zone. They just printed the token, like Cluze said, solely as a reminder and a visual representation that, yes, you have the city's blessing for the rest of the game.
And It looks pretty sweet.
Yeah, so that was a thing that we had theorized about before, was that maybe it's an emblem, it'll go to the command zone. Nope, none of that. It's just a thing that happened.
Yeah.
And the way Ascend works...
super threshold.
Yeah, exactly. The way Ascend works is on creatures or permanents, at any point, if you have 10 permanents on the board, City's Blessing, boom. And it doesn't matter if they go away, because you get it, and it's for the rest of the game. Yeah. But on spells that have Ascend, it checks at the time of resolution. So you cast a spell with 10 permanents exactly, someone bounces one of your creatures or kills one of your creatures or whatever, then the spell resolves. Nope, only 9. No Ascend for you.
Womp womp.
Yeah, or no City's Blessing, rather, for you. But it really is just a thing to make other cards better, Do X thing, and if you have City's Blessing, do X thing that is better. Or do X thing and Y thing, or whatever. There are plenty of cards. I'm sure most of you already know that, but just in case, we're just throwing it out there for you.
So just to clarify, if it's on a permanent, you have it as soon as the permanent enters the battlefield, period. There's not a response or anything. It just happens.
Well, you have it as soon as the 10th permanent hits the battlefield.
Right. There's not it. Once that's hit the battlefield, it isn't a triggered thing. You just have it.
Yeah, this doesn't.
You would have to respond before the thing enters the battlefield.
Correct. It says this doesn't use the stack and can't be responded to. It just happens.
Right. That was what I wanted to make clear.
Yes.
So, go team. So, hey, that's the only new mechanic.
Yeah, everything else is just same as it was. Enrage, Raid, Treasure, Explore, and sweet-ass double-face cards. So yeah, there you go. And of course, with the new set, we get new release notes, and of course, they're fairly massive, so if you want to check those out, link is in the show notes.
Yep.
And of course, the full card image gallery is also in the show notes.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I'm not going to lie, I haven't looked at these since we recorded the Mana Pool on Thursday night. It is now Monday night. But the full set was released on Friday morning, of course, because that's one of the downfalls of recording on Thursdays.
Yeah.
But there's
So, hey,
some really neat stuff in here.
it is an entire set. So we're not going to go over and read them all to you. Like, you can go listen to the Mana Pool for that. But I did pick out some flavor text for Cluze.
Yeah, I have not yet followed this link because it says right here that I should read it live for the first time. I'm now going to follow it. Let's see what we have. Okay, I got part of the first sentence, and I'm like, okay, I see what's happened here. So this is the flavor text on the card Canal Monitor. It costs 4 and a black for a 5/3. It's a common lizard. It's a common. But here is your flavor text. The first goblin tried to swim the canal. The second built a raft. The last and craftiest goblin launched herself from a fire cannon and soared over the canal, trailing smoke. All were eaten, but only one was cooked. That's great.
That is pretty good.
I'd like to know who wrote that. If you're the person who wrote that flavor text, hit me up on Twitter.
I found it satisfying.
That's good stuff.
Yeah. So are there any of these that we are just dying to talk about?
I have honestly not looked at this much because I'm not going to make it to a pre-release, so I'm not in as much of a hurry as I normally am. And it being 1 week was not very conducive for me keeping up with it. Of the cards that I have seen, my favorite one is the Rekindling Phoenix, but I'd kind of gone into when we saw the tokens before about how I just like the concept of a Phoenix that doesn't suck. They're generally mediocre to okay, with a few great exceptions.
Yep.
But this one's just straight up great. I mean, I'm not going to read the whole text out at you, but essentially for 4 mana, you get a 4/3 flyer who leaves behind an 0/1 elemental token when it dies, and then the next turn if that token's still around, you get the 4/3 back.
And it gets
with
haste.
haste.
Yeah.
With haste. So, like, you don't get the downtime that normally makes Phoenixes fall behind. Like, this is quite viable as a creature, and that makes me happy.
And also, the art is super sick.
It is pretty great, yeah. So, like, that was the one that I thought was really neat.
All right. Hey, Bill.
Yeah.
I want to direct you to the very last card in the multicolored section.
I am skipping down now. All right, so is it Storm the Vault? No, that's Double Face, sorry. They sort these things stupidly. You were talking about Zakama.
Yeah, have you seen Zakama?
I have not seen Zakama, I don't think. I've seen some of these, but I haven't seen all of them. So I'll just start reading this one. Oh, I think I saw this one in the abstract. Okay, so Zakama, Primal Calamity, 6 red, green, white, so 6 into Naya. So 9 total mana, get you a 9/9. Sure, why not? Legendary creature, Elder Dinosaur, which is important if you're Elder Dinosaur Highlander deck. And this Elder Dinosaur has Vigilance, Reach, Trample. When Zakama, Primal Calamity, enters the battlefield, if you cast it, untap all lands you control.
Damn.
Wait for it. 2 in a red. Zakama deals 3 damage to target creature. 2 in a green. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. 2 in a white. Gain 3 life. All right, then. I appreciate that. I appreciate them throwing in that if you cast it clause to make this card,
fair.
Not broken.
Not busted.
Yeah.
The 9/9 with Vigilance, Reach, and Trample is not broken.
No, you spend 9 mana, you earned it. That's how this works. Like, you're not cheating it out, you're ramping it out. And that's great. And it gives you something to do with that mana once you've ramped it out. Oddly enough, if you were to get this thing out with rituals and stuff, it's not as effective as if you would use, land. So that's kind of funny. I don't know. I like the design space on it. I also appreciate the fact that it's got 3 heads and the one in the back is a puppy. Like, it looks so happy. And the other 2 are like, we're going to go get something. Yeah, let's go. And he's like, I like the sun.
He's a good boy.
I'm going to gain 3 life. I like life.
I do like that the mana cost lines up with activating each ability once.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
This is what I want out of a big, dumb mythic. That's totally fine. This is a very Naya card. I'm all for it. I find it kind of interesting that the red effect is a bolt to a creature, not players. But, obviously with your trample, you're probably going to be able to do some damage after you mess up those creatures. The destroying an artifact or enchantment is, nice. Sure, that could be very relevant. Gaining 3 life is like, oh god, I need to gain the life back. I just took so much damage casting this thing. So all three of those are nice. But I do like the interaction specifically with the 2 and a red doing 3 damage to a creature, specifically because this creature has trample.
Yeah.
So like it's a way to still effectively drive that to the face. That's a very clean design that I appreciate.
That's pretty good. And as the dorks over on the mana pool pointed out, so you want to cast this straight just so you get the full value out of it. But if you cheat it out, you still get a 9/9 with Vigilance, Reach, and Trample.
Yeah, buddy.
So it's probably okay to cheat it out.
Yeah, probably. Like, I would be all for using a green cheaty spell to drop this in, even if it means I can only use 1 or 2 of the abilities. It's a damn shame.
It's a damn shame.
So, like, I guess beyond that, do you want to talk about the Planeswalkers? Because those are usually what we hit. There's just 2, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I've read the last few cards, so...
It is just the 2, right? Like, we didn't miss one somewhere?
I've seen 2 gold ones. I don't know if there's more.
Yeah, I think it's just the 2.
Like, there's not a Vraska anywhere hiding? No, because she would have been in the first week of previews, and she wasn't there before. Okay, yeah. So yeah, the Planeswalkers are neat. You know, you guys want to... I already had to do all this once, so...
That's right. Cluze, read one.
All right, I guess I'm going to take... I guess I'll take the black-red one. Angrath. Angrath? Is that how we pronounce that?
Anger plus Wrath.
Angrath the Flame Chained. That seems like it would burn. 3, a black, and a red for a legendary Planeswalker. Angrath, he is, of course, mythic. Comes with 4 loyalty to begin. +1, each opponent discards a card and loses 2 life.
Sick.
Seems decent. -3, gain control of target creature until end of turn. Untap it. It gains haste until end of turn. Sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step if it has a converted mana cost 3 or less.
Damn.
It does encourage you to take the small things because then they're going to die. Okay, I like it.
I really like the flavor on that too. It's like he burns them out if they're not strong enough to handle it, or not big enough to handle it, or something. I just like the what's the word? The Vorthos on that.
Yeah.
-8, you're gonna have a bad time. Oh, I'm sorry. It actually reads: each opponent loses life equal to the number of cards in his or her graveyard.
No, you read it right the first time.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot.
Considering by that point you've had them mill at least 4 cards.
Yeah, not to mention, normal play and all that.
Just
and
the rest of the game in your red-black deck.
Yeah, and it's each opponent. It's not each player.
Yeah. Well, just the fact that each opponent is written on the first ability, too, is pretty nice.
Yep.
Like, one of the things that red suffers from, and black to a lesser extent, in group games is that you get a lot less mileage for a lot of your spells because you're picking one person to tempo at, while the others get plenty of time to build up their defenses. So it's nice that this spreads the love/hate. Also, look at him. He's like a Balrog Minotaur on a boat. And I'm okay with that.
I'm cool with that.
With Ghost Rider's chain.
Well, yeah. I mean, who wore it better, really? Angrath.
I think it depends on which of the Ghost Rider movies you're watching.
Oh, I wasn't watching any of the movies. Nah, man. Well, the first one had that cool scene with the horse, so that was pretty neat. But
yeah, like the first one was alright. The second one was terrible.
Never saw it.
You lucky bastard.
It's okay. Marvel got him back. He's home now.
Yay, he's scary, ghosty face man. So, how about Huatley?
Huatley. Radiant Champion. 2, a green and a white for a legendary planeswalker, Huatley. 3 starting loyalty. So here we are, those low loyalty green-white planeswalkers. I bet they do something. Hey, look, +1, put a loyalty counter on Huatley, Radiant Champion, for each creature you control. See, there we go. There we go. The main defensive strategy so far is have creatures will travel. That works. -1, target creature gets +X until end of turn, where X is the number of creatures you control. Sapperling deck. Gotcha. And finally, -8. You get an emblem with whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may draw a card. So you notice what this card doesn't do? Make creatures.
Yep.
So this is not a turn 4 stick it card, I think. This is you play this on a later turn when you've already dumped your hand, and then just watch it get out of control. And then hope that you get more creatures if you manage to land the emblem. But note that it's not cast, it's creature enters the battlefield, so if you're making a token deck, you've probably got this handled. So, Tristanic deck it is.
Wait, what was that word?
Tristani. The populate guild leader.
Oh, okay. Something about Tristani.deck got lost.
Oh, gotcha. Whatever. Internet. Yeah, I think this is going to be one of those fun things for token decks. And then Dirk will kill you with it. Good times. So I appreciate the design explored by both of these planeswalkers. The green-white one not being yet another token planeswalker, because green tends to get bogged down by those, but it plays really well with your token planeswalkers. So that's cool. And then Angrath, I am just entertained by the spreading out to hose multiple opponents thing. So they're exploring. That's cool. I'm not commenting on these in the context of standard because I don't pretend to know what planeswalkers are good for standard at this point in my life. We will just have to see.
So there is one more card that we absolutely have to talk about.
Oh?
Hang on, I've lost the card image gallery. Here it is. And it's Azor the Lawbringer.
It's like he's conditioned to know that name.
Yeah.
So Azor,
Thanks.
Azor the Lawbringer, you might recognize the name because Azor is where you get Azorius from.
No one likes them.
I mean, no one decent likes them, but some people do like them.
Their charm is highly frustrating.
For 2 white and 2 blue, he's a 6/6 flying Sphinx, who's legendary and mythic. Notice he's a creature.
Yeah.
And apparently there are plot points that go with that. When Azor the Lawbringer enters the battlefield, each opponent can't cast instant or sorcery spells during that player's next turn. So he is immune to sorcery speed removal for the turn after he gets played. Which is pretty good for a 6/6 flyer. If they want to kill him, they have to either kill him that turn that you play him, or wait a full turn and, get hit in the face for 6 in the air. But there's
They
more.
can kill him during your next turn, can't they?
Well, yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
If they have an instant speed, but yeah.
And they can do it the turn he comes. They can do it on your turn when he comes in.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
So
he's
that's
not
cool.
immune to instant speed removal at all, but he is totally immune to sorcery speed removal for the next turn because they can't cast it.
And also, this is kind of one of those nice things where he shuts down board wipes.
Yep.
Because very few of them are instant speed for very obvious reasons.
Exactly. But that sounds good enough for a 6/6 flyer, but wait, there's more. This is the actually stupid part. Whenever Azor attacks, just attacks. That's it, just attacks. You may pay X white, blue, blue. Hey, Cluze, you recognize that mana cost?
Yeah, I kind of do.
Oh. What? You remember what that is?
Yeah, that's from, Sphinx. No, is it Sphinx's Rev?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the Sphinx what revs.
Yeah. So you may pay X white, blue, blue. If you do, you
You're
gain
a
X
jerk.
life and draw X cards. So
Which is important.
Sphinx's Revelation was representative of crap. The
Return to Ravnica.
the Sphinx that was there. I've already forgotten her name. All of it. Isperia or Ispera, whatever her name was. Her. But this is Azor the Lawbringer. He just does that naturally.
Yeah. Admittedly, not as well,
True.
but you can do it more than once if you need to, which is kind of nice.
Yeah.
There's a big difference between being able to cast that at the end of your opponent's turn and then turning around and actually using those cards versus here, you're not going to get a lot of bang for your buck if you aren't essentially tapping out for it, which is, I think, why it attacks rather than deals damage, so that even if they can find a way to kill it, because, again, on your turn, it's not protected, you still get the cards and the life as long as you made it to the attack or the declare attacker step. So you might lose your Sphinx, but you might also gain, 5 or 6 life and 5 or 6 cards for it, depending on where you're doing this in the game. And that in and of itself could be totally worth it, especially when you're inevitably going to draw another one of these and the kind of decks that would want that effect. So,
yeah, so like if your opponent, just scrolling up into white, if your opponent tries to kill it with a Divine Verdict, destroy target attacking or blocking creature, when it attacks, well, you can still cast your Sphinx's Rev because you already attacked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Technically, you had to do that already.
Mm-hmm.
But still, you're not waiting to actually connect, which is the important part.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I don't think this is going to be as big a deal as Sphinx's Revelation itself, but it's still a pretty big deal.
Well, this is one of those nice things where they found an effect in the past that was arguably too good, and they found a way to have like a spiritual successor to that without it being a second mistake. I think this is fine, and I think it'll probably be a lot of fun for a lot of people playing it. And also, because again, they factored in that each opponent text. Don't be surprised if you see this popping up in a group game and, being destroyed as soon as it's there. Like, oh, I've resolved that. Cool. Anyone have instant speed kill? They're just going to kill it right then. But if they don't, then neat. So, could be fun. I don't know. I like it. I like the design on it. I think that 2 white, blue is a lot harder to cast than people may think, because those are not exactly colors that are fixing heavy unless you've spent a lot of money on your mana base. So, should be okay. Obviously, if you get it in limited, it's going to destroy the world.
Yeah.
Like, that's just over. They're very unlikely to be able to deal with it in limited. So, play that if you can. If your colors support it, bring the law.
You should make your colors support it.
Here to hear, folks. Play blue.
That's not what I said. Mostly. I hate Sphinxes.
Really?
They're so tricksy.
Yeah, I do.
Right. Well, are there any other cards we want to touch on?
That was all I had. Anything you guys want to hit? I mean, of course, all of the double face cards that flip in, the enchantments that flip into insane lands are all insane.
Yeah. Cluze, were you the one who posted the Blood Sun?
Yeah, I was going to say, we could talk about Blood Sun.
That's not, like, you got to wash that blue off, Cluze. Here, talk about Blood Sun.
Yeah, well, okay. All right, Blood Sun. I do love Blood Moon. Big fan of Blood Moon. So, hey, how does Blood Sun do? Not usually a fan of the sun, the day star. It burns us, but here we go. Blood Sun.
Hey, you remember that time it went out? That was really cool. We were all together for that.
That was really cool. For like 2 minutes, it was
Memories.
great. And then it came back out again. Blood Sun, 2 and a red for an enchantment. It's rare. It's a rare red enchantment. It must be terrible. Wait a minute. When Blood Sun enters the battlefield, draw a card. Well, that seems like the world is upside down.
Yeah,
all
right.
lands lose all abilities except mana abilities.
Huh.
Take that, utility lands.
Yeah. Screw you, Urzatron. No, wait.
So I like this card a lot. I'm not really sure what it does to any format, to be honest with you, because I hadn't really thought through it yet, but
could you, I mean, like, the thing is, a lot of the formats where you would use this, you could also just run Blood Moon
yeah, I think you'd
and
prefer
get
Blood
more out of it.
Yeah, I think most of the time you'd prefer a Blood Moon, but that's not always possible.
Yeah. Because, like, most of the examples I can come up with are in the formats that have busted ability lands. And, like, obviously in this format, because you have these special transformy lands that might do a bit more, but it's not quite the effect of a Blood Moon just being like, no, you don't get to turn that into a flying infect monster. It's a mountain. Here, I don't know what in the meta that's going to screw over. I'm sure there's something, and I'm sure Twitter will tell me, but I don't know how many things are going to be worth running a 2 and a red enchantment for, because generally the red deck plan is to just kill them faster. But it's an effect to have in standard. We'll see what it does. Like, someone may find a cool way to use it.
It is possible.
Could be neat.
Yay!
I'm not sure what the next blood is, but I'm sure it will be blood something.
Blood Sun Zenith, which is Blood Moon.
Right. Okay, then. So, that's it for Rivals of Ixalan in paper.
Yeah.
Again, if you want to hear more, go listen to the previous and next episode of the Mana Pool, where we're going to be talking all about it.
Makes sense.
So, how about online? Isn't there some Rivals of Ixalan news from Modo?
Yeah, they're doing something a little different. So, as you recall, once upon a time, Magic Online had this amazing habit of releasing sets like a month after they came out in paper, when most of the hype had died down. But it was exciting for the Magic Online community because they finally got stuff and they could then draft on demand and all that stuff. And over time, they closed that gap to the point where, until recently, it was you can play the cards like as soon as the day after the pre-release was over. Well, they decided that wasn't enough either. So they hit 88 miles per hour and they went through time. And now you can actually play the new set on Thursday before the pre-release. So the way that they're doing this is they're going to have something called the Rivals of Ixalan Preview League, which, again, Thursday, January 11. And what it's going to let you do, starting at 10 a.m. Pacific time, because Magic Online times are always Pacific time, you'll have a 24-hour sealed deck league where you can play Rivals before you actually play it at the pre-release. It's just a 24-hour league. You can find the details and the link sitting in the show notes. And then after that's over, you'll go back to like the normal weekend of paper pre-releases, and then the set will just come out. So neat. If you're looking to get practice for your pre-release, I guess this is the way to do it. If you're looking to get these cards before everyone inevitably hypes them up online, I guess that's pretty cool too. I think it's neat that they've reached this point, but also I think the whole concept of a pre-release kind of falls apart when by the pre-release, you've seen people streaming it, you've played it, and you've seen all the cards to the point where it's just kind of the release now, but with like a 5-day gap between when you can play and when you can buy it. But hey, Magic Online lets them do this early, and that's kind of fun. So, and just to save time for later, that's pretty much it for Magic Online news. They've been out for the last month, effectively. So we won't have to go over that later.
Yay!
So you guys want to talk about like tournaments and stuff?
Yeah, we might as well, since there have been actual tournaments.
Tournaminoms. Conditioning.
What?
Pavlovia.
Is that like
It's not
shampoo?
just for dogs.
Woof. It's not just for the shower. Oh. There's no,
There's no tournaments? Awesome.
That's not how that
when
works.
you go to the tournament results and deck lists, it doesn't. All it has is top 4 bracket.
Hold on. Let me verify. Tournament results and deck lists. I've clicked.
I like how Cluze is like, I don't trust
Top
you.
4, well, I'm just making sure it's not a browser issue. What browser are you running?
What
The
only
good
one
one.
that makes any sense? Yeah.
Opera?
What is wrong with you?
I wanted to make an
We've
opera
identified
joke.
at least
Come
one.
on.
All right.
Yeah,
Well-
we have a top 4 bracket.
Okay, hang on. It's probably in.
They
the
have a
last
separate
numbers.
article that has all the rest of them.
Here it is. It's in separate.
I'll add it
parts.
to the show notes while you talk about it.
Oiled again.
I mean, don't bother. So, okay, we've got. No. Here we go. Okay, so the winning team was William Ho, John Martin, Jeremy Fry. This is a team trios event where each player was running a deck from a format, Legacy, Modern, Standard. And because they have not given us a normal deck list thing, and because it's team trio, so it really doesn't matter as much, we're just going to tell you who won, and that's that.
Oh, great.
I think that's fair.
I
So-
approve of this editorial decision.
Wait, how many people were at this event anyway? 493 teams, which is 1,479 players. Whew. In Santa Clara. By the way, this is GP Santa Clara. I don't know if we said that. Where is Santa Clara? Does it even matter?
I would assume it's in California.
You and your assumptions. You
Let's find
make
out.
me sick.
Yes, it's in California.
Okay, you and your assumptions are awesome.
It's near San Jose, or San Josie, as people around here say it.
Do they?
Only
No,
when they're wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, they do.
Yeah. Okay, so like I said, because the top 4 isn't in order, okay, so the winning team
You're out of order.
William Ho, John Martin, and Jeremy Fry. The second team, nope. Here we go. Logan Nettles. Wait, is this second? Yeah. Logan Nettles, Vidianto Wijaya, let's say. I have no idea. I severely doubt that's right. And Jonathan, hang on. Okay, he's German.
Good
that
luck.
helps. Nope, I got nothing. That doesn't look like any German name that I've seen. I'm sorry.
Angelescu.
Angelescu, let's go with that. Okay, so that's second place. Third place is nope. It's the last one. Yeah, here we go. Isaac Sears, Dan Maybe, and Galen Falak Farsa. That's a badass name. Falak Farsa. I probably screwed that up too. But hey, that's what we do here on Monday Night Magic. And then finally, the fourth place team is Joe Demestrio, Nathan Holiday, and Ricky Cedar. One of those.
Yep, if you click on the link in the show notes, you can find their individual decks. But as noted, Team Trios is a thing where it's 3 formats played against each other, and it's really impossible to pull real data out of that because it's entirely a thing that one deck could be crappy and the other 2 could carry it because they're in different formats. So don't read too much into it, but there they are if you're curious.
Although apparently, hang on, let's Control F standard. Okay, so the first one played Teamer. That would be Teamer Energy, I'm guessing. Standard Teamer. Nothing else is playable. Standard 4-color Teamer. And finally, Standard 4-color Energy. Yep, apparently, Standard is rife with energy decks, and that's about it, at least according to the complaining on social media.
That is what I've seen.
I mean, there was a legitimate question earlier of, hey, did anyone at GP Santa Clara, I don't remember whose tweet this was, I spotted it earlier this morning, did anyone at GP Santa Clara play all 8 rounds day 1 against, or all 8 rounds, or I think it was all the rounds in a day against energy? The lowest number I've seen for energy pairings is 5.
Ouch.
The highest is 7. Did anyone hit the full 8? And I'm like, wow, and this was the lowest this person had seen was 5 energy decks being played against. So that says something about Standard. Standard isn't like as miserable and broken as it was before all of the, banning shenanigans from last year. But apparently it's not great at the moment. But since, again, it was just one of the 3 formats, it could be that that's the only reason that everyone was playing that one was because there were 2 other formats to play. Yeah.
Also, of note, a new set's coming out in a week. We'll see what happens.
That is true.
Also of note, this event had a Pauper side event. I don't know if you saw that in the moments or possibly in the professor's tweets.
I pay attention to neither of those things, but I have heard that they were adding Pauper side events to some of the events this year.
It was added.
Whatever.
It was added at GP Santa Clara by popular demand, and over 120 players showed up to play Pauper.
So does that mean we can create an expensive Pauper meta?
I believe we can.
There is already an expensive Pauper meta on Magic Online.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, can we do this in real life? I believe in us. We can take something fun and meant to be affordable and ruin it good. But people are also having fun, so power to them.
Yay. Okay, then. Good note, Cluze.
Yeah, I try. I'm helping.
Yeah, you are. So then we go to the Star City Open in Columbus, which had... Is this number right?
Which number?
959 people playing Modern at an Open?
I believe that's what I saw. I'll double check.
Holy crap.
Well, Columbus is kind of smack dab in that sweet spot of
959.
They get a really good turnout right in that area. So
clearly, that's awesome. Also, Modern is, just as far as I can tell, the most wide open of the formats. You know.
Yeah.
So, wait, is this... Nope, that's classic. This is the Modern Open. Okay, so Benjamin Nikolic won with Jeskai Control. Huh. And then Kevin Jones came in second with Jeskai Control.
Huh.
And wait, was this the like 74 card mirror? I think it might be. I remember seeing a tweet that there was a 74 card mirror going on, but I couldn't remember if it was the finals or not. But just
I've pulled up the decks side by side, and the only difference I can see thumbing between them is in the mana base. And because the cards aren't in the same order, it's harder to tell.
Well, I'm seeing hang on.
I think it's the Mountain.
Spirebluff Canal is in one of them and not the other. Wait.
Yeah, it's a Mountain versus a Spirebluff Canal.
Yeah, there you go. So that's cool.
So Cluze, someone was given a choice between only red or red and blue. And you know which one won?
Was it only red?
No.
Sadly, no. But I mean, they did make second, so...
Now I'm sad.
You know. In third place... this is why you look at more than the winning two decks, because in third place, Caleb Scherer is running a blue-red Gift Storm deck. In fourth place, Dylan Donegan is running Grixis Death Shadow. Carter Newman is on Green-White Company in fifth. James Mellish is on blue-red Kiki Moon in sixth.
I like some of those words.
Like red and Kiki and Moon?
Yeah, I like those. Those are good.
Jonathan Rosum in seventh is running Humans. And rounding out the top 8, piloted by Trevor May, we have Scred Red, which I think is one of Bill's favorite deck names, because when we were playing Killing Floor 2, he kept calling the Scrake a Scred, and we kept going, no.
That sounds like me. I refuse to call these things by their proper names. It's a wonder that you guys even put up with me.
I mean,
it even carries over to Overwatch, where I know everyone's name and still say the wrong thing.
Well, to be fair, in Killing Floor 2, names like Scrake are kind of stupid.
I mean, I renamed everything in Killing Floor. Like, that's just what I do. I also renamed everything in Left 4 Dead. I just started using either Resident Evil terms or terms from Last of Us, because they all have, like, proxies.
Yeah. What he's not telling you is he also renamed everything, and I do mean everything, in both the Harry Potter movies and the Lord of the Rings movies, because he's a monster.
I mean, I would be okay with renaming a lot of things in both of those movies. So, that's fair.
Moving on past the top 8, we've got Burn in 9th. We've got Burn in 9th.
I'm sorry, I was choking on something there. Big fan of Burn. Big fan of Burn.
Joking on his love of Burn.
Yeah.
It burns so good. Oh man, this is okay, I like the creature list. That's nice. We needlessly have put white in here. Oh, that's right, it's modern. Never mind, carry on. You were allowed your Boros Burn, Mario Torres. Enjoy.
In 10th, we had Jeskai Control. In 11th, Humans. Which is very strange to just see humans.
Like, we've had humans as a concept for a long time now, and it's still weird just to see us.
We have, like, millions of years.
Aren't you just arrogant, Mr. Older than 10,000 years? Science man.
Did you ever see the movie Cluze? It's called The Man from Earth.
I've seen Clue, yeah. It's a good film.
No, Cluze. The Man from Earth. Did you ever see that?
I don't think so, no.
Okay, never mind. We'll talk later. Let's see.
All right, let me just do some Googling.
Please do. There's Jeskai Control in 12th, and 2 more Grixis Death Shadow in 13th and 14th, a Blue-White Control in 15th, and a Mono-Green Devotion in 16th. Let's see. Bant Company in 19th. 5-color aggro. I know we've seen this before, but I have to go look again.
That's still a fun concept.
Wow, it's like every multicolored card ever. And every 5-color
you might as well.
Ever. Okay, I'm just going to read this off. Picture the mana costs in your head, listeners. Tide Hollow Sculler. Birds of Paradise. Okay, that one's the easy one. Falconwrath Aristocrat, Mantis Rider,
Ding, we've hit Wooburg.
and I'm not even done yet. Noble Hierarch, Kasali Pride Mage, Siege Rhino, Spell Queller, Voice of Resurgence.
Did you say Steege Rhino?
No.
No, Steve Rhino.
Steve
He's
Rhino.
awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, Steve Rhino.
Yeah, he's on the bus with Bus Steve.
Good.
Let's see, where did I leave off? Voice of Resurgence and Anafenza the Foremost. And then your spell package is 4 Path to Exile.
That's respectable.
But the mana base is Ancient Ziggurat, City of Brass, Mana Confluence, Razor Verge Thicket, 1 Forest, and 3 Pillar of the Perons.
Like, your creature bases are all over the place when there's a Cavern of Souls in there.
Yeah. So on turn 3, you could cast a Abzan-colored thing with Anafenza the Foremost, or you could cast a Mantis Rider, which is the other colors.
I mean, it's important to have choices.
Oh, the fact that this deck works and finished 21st is just ridiculous and makes me love Modern.
I appreciate the fact that it's running Fulminator Mages in the sideboard so you can punish someone else for their greedy mana base.
Oh my god. Alright, enough of that. Anything else interesting? There's a Dredge in 23rd. There's some robots. I mean, Decepticons. I mean, Affinity. Whatever. There's Elves. Eldrazi Tron. An Esper Death Shadow deck. What? Hold on, what? Oh, it just changes up the spells. Oh, because Lingering Souls. Oh.
That would do it.
And some Thought Scour and Stubborn Denial. Okay. Those might be in the other one, actually, now that I think about it. What was the other one? Grixis. So the only difference here is the white. So yeah, we've got Path to Exile and Lingering Souls. Good old Lingering Souls.
Orzhov Charm. Woo!
Also Orzhov Charm. Which makes my head hurt. Anyway, so there you go. That is the Modern Open. The Modern Classic. How many people are in the Modern Classic? 247. Where Casey Welch won with Decepticons. Look at that. There, more than meets the eye with their... Wait, are there any cards with Affinity in this deck?
What do you think?
Well, sometimes there's the draw spell. There are not. This is not an... Wait a minute, hang on. No. Nope, this is not an Affinity deck. Stop that.
One of these days I want to be skimming over it and find, like, a Spire Golem or something, and it's like, Affinity for Islands.
I just want to see a Frogmite in one of these decks just so I can spit out my drink. Then I'll have
If your goal is to make Chewie spit out his drink live on the air, that's what you have to do. Come in first at an SCG event with a Frogmite in your deck. What you need to be doing is you need to run an Abzan deck and put 1 Frogmite in the sideboard and call it Affinity.
Okay, now that I've had a drink when I'm not looking at deck lists, let's go. In second, please, Annalise Faustino is running a green-red Tron deck. In third place, Rob Chase has Blue Moon.
I saw you standing alone.
Oh. I saw you standing alone. Okay, sorry. What? In fourth place, Ryan McCamish is running Burn.
I like Burn.
Yeah, you do. In fifth place, there's a blue-white control deck by Walter Hengley, it's one of those. In sixth place, Andrew Ellenbogen has more Decepticons. Devin Beeston with Grixis Death Shadow in seventh. And Emma Handy finished eighth with Jeskai Control. Look at her getting her name on the episode again. Dang it.
Well done.
What's different in the rest of the 16? We've got a green-red aggro deck, a Lantern Control deck.
Wait, what about ninth place?
Ninth place was Burn.
I like Burn.
Oh my god. Here we go. In 13th place, we have a deck called Mardu Pyromancer.
Yup.
Which is Taylor Swift Spear, Young Peasy.
Young Peasy.
That's Young Pyromancer for those that are just joining
Aren't
us.
Cluze.
Yeah, for those that aren't Cluze.
Look, there are dozens of us.
Sure,
They're not all you, Cluze.
Bedlam Reveler, and then a lot of just burn spells and kill spells and looting spells.
And 1 Blood Moon.
And 1 Blood Moon, because sometimes, you know what, screw your opponent.
Yeah, it's funny. And then there's Chemball, the console of allocation, lurking in the sideboard. Like, what?
Well, it's Mardu, and sometimes he...
No, it fits. It's just unexpected.
Yeah.
He's here to allocate your life total accordingly.
That's anti-storm tech, right?
That's what that looks like.
Yeah.
All right, what else? Merfolk in 14th. What?
I don't like merfolk.
But they're blue goblins.
Yeah, but you see the problem there? Do you see the problem there? Here, I'll tell you what. Say it again. I'll stop you when you get to it.
But they're blue...
Stop.
Oh.
right there. Yeah.
This one's actually mono blue, unlike some of the others that I've seen that are running some of the green cards from Ixalan.
I'm really looking forward to when they do another tribal type set, and the colors that they match up are going to be the enemy colors, and you're actually going to get blue goblins just to mess with Cluze.
That will be a sad, sad day.
Good. All right, hey Cluze.
Yeah.
Tell you what. How about we stop talking about blue and modern, and we talk about legacy?
Okay, here's the thing about legacy. There's a lot of blue in it.
Whose fault is that?
I'm going to say everyone?
I'm going to go with just wizards.
Aren't we all wizards? No, we're all planeswalkers now. Gah!
By now, you mean like 8 years ago.
Okay, so hey, I have not looked at the legacy results at all because I wanted to come into it cold. So you're going to get my legitimate feelings about all this. You ready for it?
Sure.
First of all, we had 155 players in the Legacy Classic playing the king of all formats. And taking it all down was Richard Thompson with a blue-red Delver deck. Way to go, Richard. Half of your colors are good. In second place, Matthew Dilks is playing lands. Some of those produce red mana, probably all of them once the Blood Moon is in play. In third place, Rami, I'm going to say Mansour.
Wow.
It's what it says, man. Mansour.
Wow. This is why you make me read off the names, because at least I feel bad about mispronouncing names.
I'm just reading what I see. I'm really sorry, Rami. I really am. Playing Metalworker. Really? Huh.
Look at that spyglass. Just look at it.
In fourth place, Frank Avancic? Frank is playing Grixis Delver.
Yay.
In fifth place, Robert Sparren is actually playing Burn. Thank you, Robert. Thank you so much. Let's just take a quick glance here. Yep, I'm not really seeing any Borosness. Yeah, this seems fine. Hey, modern players, come take a look at this. This is what you want. This right here. You see it?
But Cluze, Arid Mesa.
See how great it is? It's great.
How great is it?
It is so great that in sixth place, Andrew Drotleff is playing Death and Taxes.
Seems good.
In seventh place, Brennan Murphy has Eldrazi Post, which, if you absolutely need your package to get somewhere, try the Eldrazi Post.
I recommend not trying the Eldrazi Post.
It will cost you a lot, and
what can oil do for you?
You'll probably lose your sanity, and...
No, that's Phyrexian Post.
It was Emrakul all along. In eighth place,
Spoiler alert.
Rick Courtney is playing Grixis Delver. Grixis Delver. Ta-da.
So, does Eldrazi Post actually use drones?
Oh my god.
Yeah, that was terrible, and now you have to live with it. So, Cluze,
yeah.
Is Bedlam Reveler normally in your Delver decks? Because it makes sense.
You know, I have not played enough lately to tell you.
Yeah.
But it does make sense.
Because there were two of them in that first place deck.
Yeah, it shows up in some of the blue-red ones, I think, because it's got room.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think I've seen it in the Grixis or... what's the other flavor? Temur? There's Temur Delver, yeah. I haven't seen it in those... I don't think ever, but in the blue reds, they do periodically appear.
And I guess they have a little more punch power by, drawing 3 cards.
There is that. Yeah.
They will dump their hand fast enough to take advantage of it. Neat.
And if we look at 9th through 16th place, let's see what's interesting out here. In 11th, we have elves.
Yeah.
That's cool. I like elves. 14th place doesn't have a deck. 15th place, and 12th place. We got Storm both in 12th and 15th. I'm not even going to look at deck lists. I'm going to say that the 12th place is Tess and the 15th place is Ant. Those are probably wrong because, again, I didn't even look at the deck lists.
Way to report, Cluze.
But let's actually take a glance.
Okay, 12th place is Ant.
12th place looks Anty. Yeah, that looks Ant.
Yeah, I think they both are.
15th place still looks like Ant. Yeah, so I was right 50% of the time. Woo!
Hey, 50% of the time, it works every time.
Every time, that's right. Okay, great. So there you go. That is your legacy.
Yay.
This is what you will be leaving behind.
This is, in fact, what you will leave behind for your loved ones.
Yay.
All right, then. So that's our tournament. So we already covered Magic Online.
Yeah.
Well, in that case.
Yeah, I was going to say, and since you have to go in like 30 seconds, why don't you throw out your...
Yeah, so very quickly. You can find me on Twitter at SqueeGoblinNabob. There's no I in Goblin because it's still on break, and I don't really blame it. Which is cool, but you can also find the I and I guess the rest of me at IchibanCon in Concord, North Carolina this weekend, where instead of pre-releasing, I'm going to be at an anime convention. Woo! It'd be fun. Very cold outside. I will be inside. I'll be keeping an eye on our friend Dr. Mario to make sure he's on the up and up. Beyond that, I would like to share 2 links while I was catching up on the news to make the show notes today. First of all, Magic Duels is still on the Wizards website, and I find that hilarious. They won't acknowledge it in any discussion of Magic Digital anymore, but yeah, it's still there, complete with videos and ad support and downloads. So,
see now,
funny.
Damn it, that's funny.
And also still available through Wizards in the Hasbro Toy Shop. You can still, in this year of 2018, pick up Magic the Gathering 2017 Planeswalker Pack, convention exclusive.
No.
You're kidding.
Still there. Still
Holy
there.
Crap. This is the same thing that in previous years has sold out in literally seconds.
Yeah. It's like you up the cost to 166 and it's out of a lot of people's impulse buy range. Yep. Still there. Limit 1 per household. No phone orders will be accepted.
No one will be allowed to enter the theater once the feature has begun playing. Thanks,
The audience is now deaf. So, there you go. Just wanted to share those with the class. I am now going to go disappear. So, thanks, everybody. It's been fun podcasting again.
All right, we'll see you, Squee.
See you guys soon.
Have fun storming the castle.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Bye, Bill.
Goodbye,
We're going to Overwatch like
goodbye,
tomorrow night,
goodbye.
right?
Probably.
Okay.
Bye.
So, it is down to you, and it is down to me.
To me. Well, I clearly can't choose the glass that's in front of you because you're like 6 states away.
Dude, Mom and I watched
I got that right.
On Christmas Eve.
Yeah?
After the old man went to bed, because some channel was marathoning it over and over again. So we picked it up about half an hour in, watched the whole thing, and then watched the beginning half an hour when it started over, and it was pretty awesome.
Nice. Always a good choice. You know, folks at home, if you're sitting around thinking to yourself, I want to watch something tonight. What should I watch? The Princess Bride. That's a good answer.
That is a good answer. And it doesn't matter who you are or what you're into. That's a good answer.
Yeah, it really is.
Like, it's funny. It's got action. Yep. It's got drama.
It does.
It's got
it's
romance.
Got romance. Yeah, it's got it all, man.
Kissing movie. Actually, yes.
Yes, it is. And you won't mind one bit. Fred Savage is in it, and it's still okay.
Yeah. Plus,
I was
got
never
Peter
a Fred
Falk.
Savage
So
fan.
you're covering both ends of the bases there, because they're in the same scenes. Is that his name? Peter Falk? That's his name, yeah.
I believe it is, yeah.
Columbo.
Just one more thing.
So
hey, what do we got left now that it's down to you and it is down to me? We did the tournaments, we did the news, we talked about some Rivals stuff, we talked about some MTGO stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know that there's much left to cover.
No, we were on signouts. It wasn't just because Bill was leaving.
Wow. Holy crap!
We're actually done.
Look at that. Well, awesome sauce.
And then you can go back to Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, that could happen. That could very well happen. So shall I carry on with the signing of the outs?
Oh, by all means.
Now is the time of the signing of the outs, and the outs will be signed now. So, hey, if you want to hear more from me, now that New Year is upon us, and this semester looks like it won't completely kill me like last semester did, Rich and I are going to be back to recording real soon here. Either this week or next week will be our first new show. We got to hash out scheduling. I'll find out. But we're going to be back, so you can catch us on the Random Discard podcast found right here on the MTG Guest Network, as well as our own website, which I'm going to say is randomdiscard.com ? Don't put the question mark in there. That might work. I don't know. Give it a try. And if it does work, let Squee know, I guess. I don't know. Let somebody know. I hope you're all doing well here in 2018 and that you're not still writing 2017 on those checks that you don't write anymore. Ask your parents about that. That was a thing that used to happen.
I wrote one check, because I had to pay rent, and I wrote
Sure.
2018 without thinking about it.
Hey, here's the thing. I used to write just one check a month just for rent, and then I figured out that my bank, even though it's actually in another state, would send a check to my landlady just straight up for free. So I just set that up. It seems crazy, but why not?
Nice.
So I don't even have to do that anymore. So look at that. Haha. Take that. Checkbooks everywhere, I guess. If you want to talk to me directly, you can't really. You can tweet at me. That's the thing you can do. I am at Lacluyze on Twitter, spelled just like it is in the show notes. I follow a lot of people on Twitter, and there are a lot of people on Twitter who are very, how can I describe this? They're very politically active, and that's fine. That's good. But I may need to take a break. I might just mute some people for a while just so that I can stay sane for a bit. I think I might do that, see how it goes.
It could help.
I think it will. I really do think it will. In other news, I finally got around to playing that Switch that I finally found. You remember, long-time listeners will remember that I spent a long time asking Nintendo to get their I Can't Say That on the Air together so that I could find a Switch in an actual store without paying crazy prices. And that finally happened like last year, like partway through the semester, but I was so busy I didn't really get a chance to play it. But over break, I found some time and I started playing Breath of the Wild, and it turns out that's a really good game.
That's what I hear.
Look, don't spoil it for me. I have confidence that at some point maybe Link will get to fight Ganon, but don't spoil it for me because I've never played all of those other Zelda games.
So you don't want me to tell you?
No.
Okay, one thing that's not really a spoiler. You do know you can cook in this game.
Yes, I know. At one point I was cooking, and my wife leaned over and looked at what I was doing. She goes, "But are you playing a cooking simulator?" And I said, "Yes, they have built a cooking simulator into the game, so you can cook." And that's great. I have a great talent for making food that is barely edible.
Nice. Also, if I remember correctly, the cooking music is just brilliant.
It's pretty good, although after you've stood at that like kettle and cooked for like 20 minutes trying to make something that's useful, you come to hate it.
Okay, that I can totally see, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at first it's like, oh, that's pretty cool. Huh, that's pretty cool. Oh, that actually, no, I don't care for that.
Now you hear it in your nightmares.
Now it's in my nightmares. Yes, exactly.
Nice.
So there you go. I think that's all I got. Everyone stay sane out there. Be nice to each other. Look, I'll tell you what, I'll even be nice to blue players. Look, they're just having a different kind of fun. That's fine. I give them a hard time, but it's fine. You go right ahead. You do you, buddy. You do you.
Yeah. So my turn?
Yeah, you're up.
Yay! You can find me all over the internet as The Manapool. So, for instance, youtube.com/TheManapool is where I put YouTube videos. Mostly, I'm a Let's Player in the parlance of our times.
Is that the parlance of our times?
Yeah, I'm a Let's Player. Because I play the video games and you watch. Lately, I've been playing Cuphead, which is still one of the best games ever.
I've heard good things about that game, but I've not tried it myself.
Good lord, dude. I love it so much. Every time I sit down to record it, I'm so excited. And then when I have to stop because my camera battery dies, I'm angry. Because I have to stop.
Have you considered an AC adapter?
Don't start on that again, Cluze. So that's that. Over on twitch.tv/themanapool, I've been streaming. I had the most insane stream. I don't remember when this was. Was it Saturday? It could have been Sunday. I don't remember. I have no concept of the passage of time.
Were you in the park? Do you think it was the 4th of July?
I do not think that at all, but that is a good song. But I was playing Hearthstone, doing dungeon runs, which is this, for the people that don't know, in Hearthstone there is now a complete roguelike game where you build your deck as you go, housed inside of Hearthstone. It is amazing, and you need exactly 0 cards to play it. Like, it's amazing. It's also extremely frustrating sometimes because it's a roguelike. So, once you lose, you have to start over, and there's lots of RNG involved, etc., etc. And I've been on a quest to beat it with each class. Because when you beat it with each class, you get a shiny card back. Ooh. But you also get the feeling of a job well done. This came out, let's see, Kobolds and Catacombs came out the day after I got back from my vacation. Because the day I did my pack opening thing, I think, was the day after the set came out. So it might have come out the day that I got back from my vacation. So sometime in like the 2nd week of December, 3rd week of December, something like that. Whenever that was, all right? I don't know. And up until I did this stream, I had only managed to beat it 4 times total. There are 8 bosses. Each one is more insane than the last, except for the final boss, which is always brutally unfair and broken and depressing and horrible and awful. Unless you win, in which case it's amazing. And I really think that they built the 5 final bosses that way on purpose. There are 5, you get 1. And they're all completely busted and horrible and unfair. It's just brutal. And like I said, in the month or so since the game had come out, I was only playing it on stream, but I'd only beaten it 4 times. By the time I got done with that stream, I had beaten it 8 times. Because I managed a 4 in a row success run with 4 different classes. Which is unfreaking heard of for me. That means I got insanely lucky 4 times. Like, my first 4 attempts were just winners. And that's crazy to me. I couldn't make it 5. I lost, I think, 2 or 3 in a row with the final class, which was Paladin. So those will be making their way to YouTube soon, because that's awesome. And all of my wins have been editing up and putting on YouTube. So, there you go. Have you tried the dungeon run, Cluze?
I have.
What did you think?
It was good.
Nice.
And then I started playing Breath of the Wild, and I haven't touched it. I'm sorry.
I hear that happens.
Yeah, I'm not saying that Breath of the Wild is the greatest game ever, and it'll tear you away from all other games. I'm saying that I only have so much attention to give, and that's where it's at right now. So,
also, it's one of the greatest games ever, and it'll tear you away from other games. From other people, as far as I know.
Yeah, it's also really good.
Yeah, so once you're done with that, don't start Mario Odyssey, or it'll do it again. Just saying.
Yeah, I'm not even thinking about Mario Odyssey until I finish this one.
May.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nice. Also over on Twitch, I stream Overwatch with Bill and Cap and Steph and Haley of the Lair of Lore Twitch channel. And also Killing Floor 2 occasionally with those same people. And also other things occasionally. Like I played a game called Forced Showdown last week, which is another roguelike thing, but it's also deck building, and it's also top-down arena action game. It's very hard to explain, but it's awesome and roguelike and a lot of fun. And so yeah, I streamed that for a few hours. It's cool. I have this long list of games that I really want to stream that are like indie and weird or just different that I will be streaming in the near future because much like YouTube, I'm a variety streamer. I've been in a rut for a little while, only streaming things like either Hearthstone or Killing Floor or Overwatch, but I'm going to break out of that here at the beginning of this year and stream a wider variety of things because it's fun. Yay! But enough of that. So that's youtube.com/themanapool, twitch.tv/themanapool, and of course at themanapool on Twitter, Chewie at themanapool.com, that's CHEWIE for email. You can go to themanapool.com if you want to find the archive of the Manapool podcast, which we are at episode... Type. Themanapool.com. I don't remember the number of the last one we put up. 491. Wow. We're about to hit 500. Holy crap.
Nice.
Ugh. That's terrifying. And also, is that everything?
Feels like everything to me.
Oh, the Patreon. Good Lord.
Oh, geez.
If you want to help support what I do with the 2 podcasts a week and all the Twitch streams and the YouTube videos and all that, then by all means, please do check out patreon.com/themanapool, where every little bit helps, and I really do appreciate it. You can get Manapool episodes and YouTube videos early. You can get the early stuff and the odds and ends, all the stuff recorded before and after, both Monday Night Magic and the Manapool, which is mostly unedited except for things that are of a personal nature or, like personal information. Like that time Brian accidentally just rattled off where his daughter goes after school, address and all. Yeah, I edited that out.
Oh, man.
Whoops. Hey, dummy. And so, yeah, all of that. But it's just us being more us, essentially. We talk about whatever's going on in our lives and various nerdy things that we've been into and random stuff like that. And like I said, that is uncensored and unfiltered and generally unsafe for consumption. And yet, I put it up there for people to listen to. So you can get the early stuff and the odds and ends. And if you like, you can become a Manapool lifeguard and get your name on the end slate for all the videos that go up each month that you support at that tier. And I will also read off your names in both podcasts at the end.
And he will mispronounce them if you don't tell him how to pronounce them.
I will, because that's what I do. So to that end, I would like to thank Kim Ho, Andrew Hunt, Al, Paul David, Chris Lansdell. No, wait, I'm not supposed to say his name. I'm supposed to say Lance Delicious. There we go, sorry. I'm out of practice because we haven't recorded a show in 3 weeks, it seems. So yeah.
It's been a while, yeah.
Team U, Hellas Haryu, John Morris, Stuart Slaw, PJ McMullen, Bosco Brittain, Casey, Nathan Hay, AJ Javieres, Cody Buckawing, Jacob Jansons, Jason Kaus, Gothic Man, Patrick, Brian DeLucci, Stark Maximum, Jimmy Scott, Dan Holm, Mike Miller-Burned, and the Beast Father, Aaron Goodwine. Thank you all so very much for your generosity. And for those of you whose names aren't on that list, thank you so much for listening. And everything else that you do. Like when you... What is it you told him to do earlier? Let Squee know if something...
Yeah, I don't even remember what it was.
Yeah, I don't
now.
either.
I'm sorry.
Oh well. So with that, we will be done now. So this has been Monday Night Magic number 589, which is not a small number. Thank you all so very much for listening, and go play some Magic.